Debate continues with the caller talking about how he only wants a politician who addresses his personal concerns.
I don't care about y'all, you, or anybody else. I care about mine, my circle, and my household. If he does something to somebody else,
I have a question.
Go handle him.
I have a question.
I will handle him.
I have a question. If Donald Trump re-legalized slavery in America, and it didn't personally impact you or your family or anybody that you personally know, enslaved 5 million African Americans in this country.
That's a fucked up situation, and somebody need to pull together so we can turn it around.
Would you have regretted your vote?
My vote is about my kids.
So he could literally re-implement slavery, and you still would have stood behind your vote for him.
If it impacts my children,
it didn't impact your children.
That's what I'm saying. If it doesn't impact any in my family, then no.
I mean, that was a terrible way for the caller to frame that, but in general, people only vote for things that directly benefit them or their group, and they don't really care about anyone else. Even when they claim they are voting out of compassion for others, those tend to be the most selfish types of people. This also applies to Dean, as I can assure you that he does not care about Democrats who are trying to effectively reinstate slavery through illegal aliens, because it personally benefits his career to promote the idea of breaking U.S. law to cross the border. I think I've heard enough leftists basically make the "without the slaves, who will pick the cotton" argument in my lifetime to see that if it was 1860, you could easily convince at least most of Dean's target audience to be pro-slavery. But I guess the more valuable point here is that Dean is so bad at arguing and so avoidant of the trans issues talk that he has to create weird hypotheticals to smear his opponent to win an argument instead of talking about things that actually happened.
Would you regret your vote for Trump if Donald Trump systemically slaughtered every black person?
Because I already told you it's not about Trump. I just told you that. It could be anybody. I don't vote for him for anything else. That's it. According to what you played, the audio you played, it sounds like he's a horrible dude. But if you get Trump out of office right now, the next person get in, no matter who it is.
So that guest was an actual psychopath to the fullest extent of what that word means. That was completely, just absolutely deranged. Can we all agree that people like that shouldn't be able to vote?
I like how Dean shut off the caller's mic right before he was about to say that politicians in general have done a lot of evil things, and if you take one out, his replacement is likely to be a piece of shit too, which is something that most people would agree with. That was very honest and fair of Dean to cut off the more reasonable part of his take and then call him a psycho. But Dean, I think you'll find that most voters share extremely similar sentiments to your caller and will ignore insane amounts of bad behavior if it's from their favorite candidate. I'm sure he knows that. He argues with people professionally, which is why he brought up completely retarded hypotheticals, so his opponent would look bad after falling for the trap. He's really just clip farming here. He spends the whole interview using false evidence as fact, does everything he can to take the caller out of context, makes up extreme and irrelevant hypotheticals, and says the caller is a psycho at the end. Well, as stated in Rules for Radicals, ridicule is a man's most potent weapon. Dean has to do that because he can't win on merit. And think of how embarrassing this is. As a professional, without using bad faith tactics, he can't even defeat an unprepared, low-information caller who admittedly is a single-issue voter. That is pathetic. But again, Dean, are you sure that violence is a route that you want to go down? Remind me which party is responsible for effectively all the political violence. Like, how many people on the left have said to kill white people or Jews, or have said things that are disgustingly racist for the purpose of justifying those things?
Jewish is not an ethnicity. This constructed ethnicity. This demonic ethnicity.
Also note that this guy, Mike from PA, DMCA'd the Reddit archive of this to cover up what was said. And what about Destiny saying that Trump and his supporters should be killed? Well, I mean, a lot of the left is saying that these days. Taylor Lorenz made a whole compilation of it. In fact, speaking of Taylor, she and Hassan Piker did a talk where he openly encouraged terrorism.
874 beam drive, and I'm gonna kill you with my AR-15. Like, that's the type of messages they were leaving in this dude's office, and he's resigning. Like, he's literally, this is his last term. So I think that people are a lot more radical now. This is a time, is an unprecedented time. And you actually wrote about this, and it was a great video where you talked about, someone has to do it. See, when I say that, everyone knows exactly what I mean. That which is, I think that shows that there's a lot of anger, a lot of resentment, and untapped potential untapped revolutionary potential, as a matter of fact.
Man, get your girl to look at you the way Taylor looks at Hassan. Imagine that power couple. Also, why the hell has this guy not been arrested? Are they just gonna let him incite violence over and over again to a huge audience with no consequences? I will say this though,